If you've only just joined our coverage, good afternoon and welcome. We are preparing for a big encounter this afternoon, coming to you live from Emirates Airline Park. The Lions hosting the Stormers. Welcome to round 6 of 9 in the FNB Varsity Cup 2018. Tucks fourth on the log, hosting Northwest University Picker. We're building up to the Springboks playing the Barbarians at Wembley Stadium in London, and we have our team out there in London keeping an eye on the preparations. Defending champions really having a very tough time of it. The first half of this 2018 season certainly not going their way. They're back at home today. Will this be the change, the impetus they need to get their campaign back on track? Joining me to answer this question, Wim Visser and Etienne Reineke. Good afternoon to Zama, who says this is going to be a humdinger of a game with Ruan the Punisher Kombrink, of course, making his return for the Lions from injury. Anton Boysen saying, come on Lions, play a full 80 minutes, please. And Jem van Vieren says, Marx versus Kitshoff, the battle of the big men. This game will be won up front. A lot of people tweeting about Damian Willems and Elton Jantjies and that crucial battle between the two of them. Of course, everyone keeping an eye to see how they match up. That's been the talk out of London this week, is that they've been lifting dumbbells and not pints for a change, and that they have been training every day. So it seems like Robbie Deans has been cracking the whip a bit.
Well, I think it's Robbie Deans cracking the whip. Good luck today, mate.
Cheers, thanks, Joel.
Interesting that Robbie Fleck mentions particularly the depth and all the injuries that they've sustained. The Lions also have an injury list that I think a lot of people forget about. Whiteley, Skosen, Kriel, Cronje, Kombrink, Ruan Janse van Rensburg, Apiwe Jantjie. I mean, most of those names are Springboks.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Jonathan McQueen quite generously lavishing praise on David Manuel, a guy in the hot seat. He did say to me now he's sweating and he's really hoping today we'll see a return of good fortune for Tucks. Brighty Phillips says he'd love to see a Brighton Warwiel in studio if Province wins today.
Only if they win, yeah.
Only if they win?
I might just tear a hemi as well.
Have you got your gymnastics clothing here?
I'll take off my blazer and I'll do a walk.
You'll do one for us.
He doesn't need it. He can do it in a suit.
If that alone is not good enough reason for people to tune in for a post-match conversation, then I really don't know what will be. So make sure that you stay with us for that big encounter. We've got those 2 Pro 14 games, and we haven't spent too much time talking about them. But the Cheetahs are facing a Blues side, a Cardiff Blues side, who have had to travel immense distance with a lot of disruption. They only got their kit today. Do you see that going the Cheetahs' way?
I just think both are fighting for that third place, the qualification place. It's very important for the Cheetahs this game.
We found the Braai. The Braai is right here next to Loftus. This is at least one thing you can do in Pretoria that you can't do in New Zealand, right?
Of course, 100%. See, unfortunately, the All Blacks don't have this on us, you know. At the end of the day, we're going to beat them today at rugby, and we beat them when we come to Braai. Done, hands down.
No, I'm a little worried about you, since you're sitting with an All Blacks fan, and I need to understand why.
No, he's only our driver. He's only our driver. He's driving the Springboks around Pretoria.
Do you know the New Zealand anthem?
No.
So whose anthem are you going to sing?
God of grace and earnest rain,
So clearly some homework that will still have to be done on the words of this anthem. The rest of us, we're good. And have you been practicing the anthem and standing together?
Yeah, we've actually, let's show them how we do it. Get involved. No, we're not going to sing. Get involved, John. Get involved, John. Get involved, John.
I'll even out.
Okay, there we go.
So how do you feel about South Africans who support the All Blacks?
I think it's wrong.
Are you going to recruit them?
Yes.
He's get involved, John.
Okay.
So, Nkosi Sikaleli Afrika Manupakanisu Bondo wayo Izwa imithandazo yethu Nkosi Sikalela.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt you there.
Not a problem.
Because that is going to burn.
It might.
That's going to burn. That's going to burn.
Weird, though. Yeah.
This is really loaded with Kiwis. A lot of people talking about that, but it's interesting how many Aussies there also feature on this team sheet, with Toby Smith, Sam Carter, Luke Morahan and Paddy Ryan also included. A number of South Africans, of course, can't miss those names. Robert Dupree for the Stormers, lining up next to Andy Ellis, should be a great opportunity for him to play alongside Crusaders and All Black stalwart. And then we also have Martin Miller representing South Africa in the lock pairing, Akker van der Merwe in the front row. Reggie Goods, of course, also South African born. and Schalk van der Merwe and Ruan Ackerman on the bench. Have you got the answer to that trivia question about who the first player was to line up against the Springboks for the Barbarians? It was in the year 2000.
I've got it. It was Naka Drosky,
Hey!
ex-coach of Free State.
And when you bring those players on to make an impact are going to be huge for both teams.
Ruan Kombrink, of course, one of those injured players who now finally makes his way back after a shoulder operation. An important guy who made a crucial impact, particularly in the playoff matches last year towards the end of Super Rugby. He's coming in with that right foot of his. Of course, it does give them a lot more options on attack. Brighty, tell us about the Barbarians' experience and running out in that jersey and what it means for a young player.
Yeah, it is kind of special. You know, when I was selected, I really felt honoured and proud to.
Will you see a character-building win here today, Etas, or will your money be on Pico?
No, having a talk with Jono before and
perform like they do at Newlands.
Make sure that you share your thoughts on this match with us. Use that hashtag #SSRugby. People are sending their predictions in. Of course, there's that big game later on between the Jaguares and the Crusaders in Argentina. That's a massive encounter coming your way here on Supersport. And then we have an opportunity for you to win. We have our own little Super Brew pool going on at the moment. Everyone who works here at Supersport. Butch James is shaking his head because it didn't go so well last week. But you can enter on superbrew.com if you want to play the score prediction game. You can win an LG V30 Plus smartphone. We give one of those away every single week. So there's plenty of bragging rights going around here at Supersport. Some of us are just keeping it quite low. You don't play along in our Super Brew pool.
No, I don't. I try to make my predictions 5 minutes before the game starts. I'm going to go for a draw today. How's that?
What?
Good call.
I don't think either team are, Lions playing at home. Stormers desperate. I can't see a winner. I don't know who to back today for a change.
I'd like to start with where do you think the game will be won or lost for the Springboks, and then who you think will win this. Let's start with you, Joel.
So I think Malcolm Marx is throwing in at the lineouts is going to be vital today. You know, you got a chance against the All Blacks.
So depending on how Brighton Paul's warm-up goes, he might be cheering for the Lions. So will the 8th encounter in 64 years between the Barbarians and the Springboks signal the start of a new dawn, a new phase in South African rugby, or will this be a very tough christening for some fresh faces, 9 of them all in that match day 23? We'll have answers for you in just a few minutes as we count down to kick-off at Wembley Stadium in London between the Springboks and the Barbarians.